Today we welcome the players, fans and officials of Everton for this Premier League 2 fixture. Please welcome the two teams on the pitch, Everton and Tottenham Hotspur.
Good evening, welcome to Spurs Play and the final game of the Premier League 2 season for the under-21s. Spurs looking to end the campaign in good spirits. A win tonight would make it 3 from 3. Whatever happens, Spurs won't be making the playoffs this time around, but Everton, well, they still can. 16th in the league and the top 16 teams will make it. So if Everton win here, they would guarantee their place in the Premier League 2 playoffs. And as we saw last season, there was a real benefit to playing in those playoff matches. Some really competitive games with the likes of Jamie Donnelly and George Abbott and co. Let's look at the teams. Well, it's a familiar set of names for Spurs, but there are a few rotations. Yusuf Akanrich returns at left back. We have seen that before. There are a couple of new variations, with Oli Iro starting in the 10, and Rio Kayamatan for the first time is playing on the wing. And tonight for Everton, Roman Dixon played 90 minutes in the Premier League game against Spurs back in August. Not exactly an ideal debut, with Spurs winning that game 4-0, but he's very much on the fringes of the first team, as are Isaac Heath and Martin Sheriff, who've both regularly appeared on the Everton first team bench over the course of this campaign.
Number 11, Rio Kayamatan. The Spurs subs this evening. Zion Linton, Elias Niki, Leo Black, Max McKnight and Max Robson.
Well, Spurs have been in good form over recent matches. It's been a difficult season in many respects. Spurs in the last couple of matches have found their groove. Been a different story for Everton, which has perhaps been a bit of a surprise given that they have so much to play for with the playoffs on the horizon, but they've lost their last 2. But a win here would give them the chance to be there for those playoff matches when that draw is made. The referee tonight is Richie Watkins, and he has a check. And we should be just about ready to go here. Well, maybe we went slightly too early. Ready to get going. Final game of the Premier League 2 season is about to get underway for Spurs. And it will be Everton who get us started here at the Lamex. Well, they've got plenty to play for, Everton. Not only could they reach the playoffs, but this Sunday, this team will be playing one of the test events at the new Everton Stadium at Bramley Moor Dock. There's been one test event there so far. This will be the second, and 25,000 people will be there to watch, so big event for these players. They'll play against the Bolton B team. First, the matter of securing their playoff spot, although they could still make it by losing here, as Aaron Maguire dribbles the ball back into his own area, was under some pressure from Sheriff. That's not the best of clearances away, but that wasn't the best of touches either from Samuel Smith, the fullback for Everton this evening. Nice diagonal in towards Sheriff. Again was the target, and again the ball didn't reach. It was with Maguire. And here is Rosewell, who in the second half of the season has really come on and made that right centre-back position his own. Nice partnership back there with Mason King. Might have their work cut out tonight up against Sheriff, you feel. Rosewell's touch, cross towards Ashcroft, and he will clear. Spurs were really good last time out, beat a pretty young Sunderland team by 3-2, but it was the way that they came back in that game, having been 2-1 behind, that really impressed. Slow start here, but we've only had 2 minutes. Trying to find a bit of rhythm. Here is Mason King. King's ball is one that's easily intercepted. And Everton will break out to the left-hand side again. They've seen a bit of traffic out there. And Graham had drifted into an offside position. There goes the whistle. Reece Russell-Denny, base of the midfield. Looks as though he'll be the player that Spurs will build this team around next season. Only 18 years old, but he's got plenty of good qualities. Driving runs from midfield, covers the space ever so well. Well, Everton can see that high defensive line that Spurs are playing. Ball didn't make it through towards Graham, who was making the run. Will be interesting next season to see what this team looks like. We've got a really entertaining and exciting group coming through from the under-18s, as you potentially saw the other night if you watched the cup final win. Won the Premier League Cup final at under-17 level. Another big achievement for Stuart Lewis and Bradley Allen. Well, what we saw is a really wonderful group of players, including Luca Williams-Barnett and Tina Thompson, who will be coming through to supplement this group at some stage. Maybe at the start of next season. Might have to wait a while. But you would imagine that some of these players will be heading out on loan. Of course, we've seen such a brilliant group of players go out this season for Spurs. George Abbott, Ash Phillips, Alfie Devine, Josh Keeley, Yang-Min Hyuk, to name a few. And, well, they've all had really successful loans and perhaps paved the way for this group. There will be a clamour for Spurs players when it comes to loan conversations. And I'm sure there will be an eagerness to go out to test themselves in a football league from some of the players in this group who will deem themselves ready. Big clearance away by Barnsley, the goalkeeper. Bounces over just about everybody. Akamrich hasn't managed to clear the ball away. And it's a nice pacey move for Everton, but it's a shot that is put pretty far wide in the end by Isaac Heath, one of those who's regularly been on the bench in the Premier League for Everton, still waiting for that chance to make the debut. Some shaky defending at the back by Spurs, but let off by the effort on goal in the end. Well, Spurs have got themselves used to passing out from the back over the course of the season. This was all a bit sloppy. They've given away corner kick here. First corner of the game, and it goes Everton's way. Alan Thomas, the centre-back, is forward to take this one. It's a deep delivery beyond everybody. Well, Spurs hasn't seen the run at the back of the area, clawed away in the end by Maguire. Excellent work by the Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper. Good save. While the Spurs players were looking for the flag, they get that and the whistle. Everton trying to play these long diagonal balls in behind the Spurs fullbacks, and so it could be a busy night for Ashcroft and for Camrich here. Seems to have a new do. That was a heavy touch by Roman Dixon. Made his Everton debut against Spurs earlier on in the season in the 4-0 win for Tottenham Hotspur. Player who I'm sure will be eager to impress, especially as you get down towards the latter stages of the season. Last couple of games, there is always an opportunity for younger players to get some minutes with the first team. Big chance to impress, especially with Everton safe at the bottom, more than safe. Camrich is battling away for it. He's the player within the group who's had the most minutes over the course of the season in Premier League 2, Youssef Camrich. Excellent season for him. Continues to rotate around. I think he's played just about every position. Right wing, left back, right back. Tonight at left back. Mason King nearly got the ball caught under his feet there. Managed to navigate away from Sheriff, who was racing across. Now here is Ashcroft. Damala Ajayi scampering clear. Well, a good burst by Gomez in midfield for Everton. Reece Russell-Denny calmly away, happy to go back, all the way back to goalkeeper Maguire. Karamatton. New position for him tonight on the left wing. Thought he was really excellent at the end of last season at right wing back, but he's moved into more familiar territory over the course of the campaign, mostly been in central midfield, which is where he played for the under-18s when he was coming through. Always rotations though at under-21 level. Players start to get an understanding of other positions, and maybe there's a chance that you find a new role for yourself. I was only reading about Burnley centre-back Esteve today, who started his career as a left winger. Can all change, even at this age, these players 18, 19, 20. Could have a position change, does frequently happen. Karamatsan's touch is a good one, and he's got options left and right. Slides the ball into a Camridge, and he can have a driving run at the Everton fullback here. Gets the cross in, nice delivery, well covered by Everton at the back. Here's Callum Olasese. Clever pass. Williams trying to return the favour, but it was a good block. Well, it took a while for Spurs to grow into this game, but all of a sudden they've turned up. Olasese trying to leave it. Clever move. What a season he's had. Signed the new contract with Spurs, will be with the club contractually until 2029. Came on in the Europa League game. And the goals have been flowing too for Callum Olasese at this level over the season. Has only recently stepped up from the 18s. 5 goals in 9 starts. Here's Ollie Iro. And Samuel Smith's block is the one that gets the ball away for Everton. It's Olasese again, and he was caught in two minds. You could see that was thinking about going for goal, also looking to lay the pass into Jaden Williams. And in the end, it was something in between, and it rolls all the way through to Barnsley, the keeper. Iro dropping deeper, as he will do in this number 10 position. Came through playing as a winger for the 18s, and over the season he's actually often played as the centre forward in this under-21s team. New role for him in the 10. It was only last week I was watching back the final of the under-17s Premier League Cup from 2 years ago. Ollie Iro was brilliant in that final and in the win against Nottingham Forest. And I think there is still a lot of room for Iro to grow. You have to remember, he's still only 18 years old. Here is Gomez. Gomez clipping one to the back of the area, and Everton have liftoff. It's Graham who arrives to put them on top with 14 minutes on the clock.
Goal scored for Everton is number 10, Breaking.
Well, it's a goal that owes so much here to the delivery into the area. Wonderful first touch from Gomez. Had time and saw his teammate in space, lifted right into the position for him to make that header, and they lead by a 1-0. Well, Spurs may be behind, but they were behind in the game against Sunderland last time out. It's maybe a bit of a battle on here because there are a number of Spurs players who are on 5 goals. Nobody in this team has more than that in the league. Olasese, Iro and a Camridge, and Williams as well, all of them on 5 goals for the season so far, so they could become the top scorer if they are able to add to their tally here tonight. Good play by Jaden Williams. Russell Denny is the target. Here's Olasese. He's got so much stronger and more physical over the course of the season. Did look, if we're honest, a bit gangly at the start of the campaign. Looks so much more assured on his feet. Here he is now, looking for the give and go. Gets it back from Williams, cuts it in the direction of Russell Denny. Was a really nice idea. Lovely flowing move. Didn't quite work out for Spurs. And now Kyle-Matten, well, he really had to do something there because otherwise Everton would have had the chance to break away. Nice touch, Oliairo. Off goes Damola Ajayi. Another who's had a really eye-catching season. Scored that goal in the Europa League. Has always had an eye for goal. We've seen that within the academy. Might be one of those close to making a loan move next season. Still pretty young, may not come until January, but you would imagine there will be clubs who took note of that goal that he scored in the Europa League. Mason King goes for the spectacular pass, looking for Ajayi across field. I think there was some encouragement from the Spurs coaching staff to do so. And Rosewell suggesting that there's no option ahead of him. Everton are looking after and boxing in the Spurs midfield, closing off that avenue for pass, and Welsh manages to get the ball back to the goalkeeper, and Everton are on their way. Making a quick transition up into a forward position. Rosewell has to intercept, which he does very well. Could be a couple of Spurs academy players, or former academy players, maybe we have to call them, in the playoffs this season. Would be great to see that happen. Jamie Donnelly with another goal over the weekend for Leyton Orient, on to 7 now for the season. And all of those goals have come since December as well. Been on a fine run. And he and Josh Keeley may well make a late playoff run in League One. In League Two, it looks as though George Abbott could be in the mix as well with Notts County for the playoffs. It would be great to see them both involved in big games. That was a wonderful touch by Jaden Williams. Well, he was quickly smothered as he made his way towards the 6-yard box. Scored a wonderful hat-trick the other week in the game against Blackburn. How about this for a touch from Jaden Williams? See ya. Couldn't quite finish off though. Maybe took one too many touches there, but Spurs have got a corner which will be taken here by Damola Ajayi. Reece Russell-Denny will angle the ball in way too much on that, and out for a goal kick. Good cover work by Yusufa Kamrich. Roman Dixon up against the Kamrich is a really interesting battle that's starting to develop. Sessi's touch. Nice pace about the Spurs break. Hyro unable to feed it back to Jaden Williams. Always looked like an impossible pass. Ollie Iro waiting for support to arrive. Curling ball. Headed away by Welch. And Damola Ajayi can't quite reach Callum Olasese, who was coming in. Russell Denny, and now Olasese. Here comes a Camrich. Low delivery in, really nice ball as well. And it's interesting that the goalkeeper was allowed to make that push there on Jaden Williams. Anywhere else on the pitch, that's a foul. Ball in behind is one to chase for Sharif. Certainly looks as though he has the physical capability to step up to men's football. Ball towards Everton's penalty area, and Iro is the one who's fouled. Doesn't really get the kind of connection on that there. He really needed to trouble the goalkeeper. Jai has managed to get himself a corner. Damola Ajayi crossing and sent in the direction of Rose while he couldn't get there. Russell Denny onto Olasesi. Been a lot more willing to get on the ball in recent matches. And when he stepped up in the earlier stages of the season from the under-18s, had a tendency to go missing, but he's really made some strides. Dixon goes back. Barnsley, the goalkeeper, clears away. Hasn't really, the Everton goalkeeper, had too much to do in this match so far. That's a good win back by Spurs, and that was a challenge right under the nose of the referee that wasn't to his liking, and it will be a yellow card for Patterson. It's a shame really, because Spurs were in a wonderful position here, and it was Olasesi again who was battling to win it. Karamatson trying to break away, had his wings clipped. Well, Russell Denny has a few options here. Not really sure what Spurs were up to there, and that's not the best defensive header, and Maguire was needed. That looked like he used his thigh to me, but the referee, well, he's thrown the red card up in the air and given it to Ashcroft. Denial of a goal-scoring opportunity by Ashcroft, and the referee has reduced Spurs here to 10 men. Well, it was a poor defensive header. I mean, I think that's a very harsh decision. I'm not entirely sure there was a foul in there. But the referee has sent Ashcroft off here. That's a very bizarre one for me. I mean, maybe he has a better angle on that, but... Well, not the way that Spurs would have wanted to close out the season. Gonna have to really battle hard and dig in now with one fewer on the field. Doesn't look at this stage as though Spurs are about to sacrifice their values. Gomez works in field, Sharif is there, Gomez, who provided the first, wow, lays in another brilliant ball to the goal scorer, and this time Graham puts his header wide of target, and it looked as though it was over the bar as well. Could so easily have been a carbon copy of the first. Well, the chase is on for Callum Olasese. He's managed to get to the ball as well, and he wins Spurs a corner. Spurs deliver and Everton head the ball away. Dixon with a long throw-in. And it's still alive inside Spurs penalty area. Eventually the whistle goes. It will be a Spurs free kick. And Russell Denny wanted to take it quickly. Spurs would have been away. Play pulled back by the referee. Well, as is often the way, the team with the extra man spreading the ball around. They found some space here, and they're in for a second. Graham pulls away to celebrate, but it did look as though the final touch may have come off of Rio Karamatton. Graham is certainly claiming it. Well, again, it comes from Dixon, the run. And the pass from Heath into the area. And, well, maybe he was right. It did look as though Graham may have got the final touch. Two for the night for him. And if it stays like this, Everton are making the Premier League 2 playoffs. Camrich finding Iro. Iro delivers. Well, they've defended the crosses, Everton, into the penalty area pretty well here. There've been a few from Spurs. Massively on the back foot here after that sending off of Ashcroft. Gomez. Well, he tried to play the ball in quickly, you can understand why. Tried to catch the Spurs defence out. Happy to carry away. So Everton started the night 16th in the table. That would have meant, had they stayed there, they would face Manchester City in the first of the playoff matches. If they do win here, there's a high chance they avoid Manchester City. As it stands, they would face West Ham's academy, so plenty of incentive for them here, although West Ham normally produce pretty decent academy players, so certainly won't be an easy match. Spurs players really need that half-time whistle, need to get in and regroup. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a change or two at half-time. And it could so easily be at Jayden Williams' expense. Flashed into the area, but Dixon's cross is sent away. Well, Maguire was the one who was fouled here, the Spurs goalkeeper. Shoved by Sheriff. Karamatton seems to have moved into a more defensive position. Rosewell looking to see if he can occupy a couple of the Everton players before releasing the pass. And it's good hold-up play by Iro, and here comes the ever-willing runner, Callum Olasese. He's done well here, and he was well watched too. It's an excellent sliding challenge by Samuel Smith, who takes the ball away. To make the burst, and Sharif with a heavy first touch, and that means that the shot that comes in isn't all that good and certainly wasn't too testing. Heath. Well, trying to get clear of Russell Denny. He can't do that. Gets a helping hand from Patterson, who arrives. Everton ramping things up before the break, looking for a third. Well, Spurs are doing well here not to let their heads drop too much. You do never know who is watching in the stands here, of course.
There'll be a minimum of 1 minute added time. That's 1 minute.
A minimum of a minute to be added to the end of the 45. Well, Mason King doesn't look entirely happy on his feet. Manages to play the pass. And Spurs don't need to take any more risks. Maguire is quite happy to get rid of that one. Here is Heath. Found space in behind. Ball nearly came through to Dixon. He's picked it up here. Patterson's ball nodded away. And there's the whistle for half-time. Well, Spurs are 2 behind, but the big moment, the big talking point, the big turning point is the sending off of Ashcroft to reduce Spurs to 10. At the break, Spurs 0, Everton 2. Welcome back for the second half of the final under-21 match of the season in Premier League 2. And Spurs are in a bit of a sticky spot after the sending off in the first half. Well, Stacey gets us started then for the second half. Thought there might be a few changes for Spurs at the break. Hasn't been the case. Looked fairly obvious to me that Jayden Williams might be the one who would be replaced, but Wayne Burnett perhaps feeling that Spurs need that focal point in attack and somebody who can hold the ball up. I think it's fairly clear that Everton will go chasing and looking for more goals as they look to build their confidence ahead of the playoffs that will be upcoming for them inevitably. Heath crossing the ball to the back of the area, beyond everybody. And the low delivery is turned away in the middle by Mason King. Well, in the middle of all of that, looks as though Spurs might have some trouble here. Russell Denny has gone down. Well, it's a thumbs up, and he should be okay to continue, which is good news. Gomez curling the ball in. It was a free header. In fact, there were two, but the whistle has blown. Good cover work by Mason King. Off goes Sharif, and the fullback Dixon, who's had a good game. And Shaw's ball, and Graham, who's scored 2 tonight. Well, there will, I'm sure, be an eagerness on his part to go for the hat-trick. And he has won a corner. Well, Maguire has missed it, and it will be a hat-trick in rather unusual circumstances. Ball just seemed to pop up in Graham's direction. Aaron Maguire will feel that he should have got there. Reece Welch with a touch, and simple as you like in the end for Graham at the far post. Everton are on the run again, looking to add another. Rosewell is back to tidy up. This could be a difficult half, though, here for Spurs. Said earlier on that Everton are playing a game at the Bramley Moore Dock Stadium. This team will be playing there on Sunday, one of the warm-up matches in front of 25,000 people, plus they have the playoff matches. And so they'll be fairly eager to start adding a few more goals. head into those games with a bit of confidence. And now looking for goal number 4 here as the corner is sent to the back of the area. This time beyond Graham and out of play. Well, Heath is allowed to travel and Rosewell comes out. And it's a yellow card for the Spurs centre-back. Well, Everton will try their luck. Maguire diving across, does manage to get there. And Rosewell can get rid of that one. It was a decent looking free kick. And Thomas brings out the best from the diving Maguire. Well, Heath with a good ball into Sharif. And Rosewell slides in and makes sure that there is no angle towards goal. And no trouble for Aaron Maguire.
Substitution for Everton, replacing number 5, Alan Thomas, is number 17, George Morgan.
George Morgan onto the field here for Everton. Ali Thomas, who he replaced, was playing at the back, and so it looks as though Everton are now going to look to flood even more forward. And it's perhaps no surprise, given the Spurs have one fewer on the field. Oli Iro with a chance here, driving effort straight at the goalkeeper. Well, it's a shame for some of these Spurs players here this evening that the sending off has happened, as Spurs smash down towards the corner. Damola Ajayi, the latest to try his luck. He's gone wide of target. Not too far away. This was the previous chance for Iro. Got the ball out from under his feet well, but the effort straight at the keeper. We have seen some rotations here this evening. The intention was for Karamatton, I think, to play on the left-hand side, and for Iro to play as the 10, a new position for him in behind Jaden Williams, but with the sending off, you have to adapt. And it means that those players haven't really had the chance to get their teeth into playing in those new roles. Well, the curling effort whistles wide of the post. Isaac Heath did really well. And it was a really nice idea as well, but there was nobody brave enough to come and meet it for Everton. And it goes sailing all the way through. Another Everton ball in. This time Rosewell is there to meet it. And Everton will make it 4. And Graham has his 4th of the night.
Goal score for Everton, number 10, Brayden Graham.
Well, the spaces now are starting to open up for Everton with that extra man on the field. And he just made that run to the far post, into the space. All on his own to finish off the move.
Come on, boys! Play, James. After it, go. Play. Get after it! Josh, I'm going. Ollie! Get up! Bruce, come on, ready? Go!
Graham pulling away from Mason King and rather enjoying himself here with the extra spaces that they now have. It's not always easy when you are playing against 10 when you have 11, but they have moved the ball really nicely here. Jordan Williams trying to get clear. There is still that race between the Spurs players to be the top goal scorer for the season in the league. We have seen Ajayi and also Iro try their luck. There's a clutch of players who are on 5 goals for the season in the league. Has been a campaign where it has felt as though that number 9 that we had last season in Will Lancashire has really been missing. Another of our loan players who did ever so well over the weekend started for West Brom, didn't score, but there were rave reviews. And I saw some of that game as well. His hold-up play was very good. Another of our players who will be very interesting to see what he looks like when he comes back for pre-season. More than conceivable that one of the players who is out on loan could make a burst for the first team, as Everton decide to make a few more changes. And the first to go will be Patterson, and perhaps that's no surprise. He's on a yellow.
Here's number 14, Callum Bates.
And Bates on in his place.
And replacing 10, Braden Graham.
And, well, Graham, what a night for him. 4 goals. The star of the show is replaced. On comes Beaumont Clark. That's good football from Everton. Sharif was trying to get away from Mason King. They are right. Good dribbling skills from Spurs number 10. Cross into the area, left a bit to be desired though. Mason King, the latest Spurs player to be down here. Well, the Spurs changes are incoming here. Max Robson is about to come up.
Substitution for Spurs, replacing number 4, Mason King. Here's number 16, Max Robson.
Jai running into trouble. Well, we've seen Yusuf Akanrich play a number of different roles over the course of the season. Certainly the first time I've seen him at centre-back. And he will continue to play that left-sided centre-back role, and he gets there ahead of Sharif, the Everton forward, to poke away. Well, Spurs having to make do with the removal of Mason King, who has come off here. Well, Everton wants another, and they get one. Smashed in by Welch. Well, the heads have certainly gone now for Spurs. Everton managed to get the ball into the area, and Welch unmarked, driving beyond Maguire.
Substitution for Everton, replacing number 8, Francis Gomez.
Well, he's looked good tonight, Francis Gomez, in the Everton midfield. He's replaced. and perhaps protected. Cambridge has Robson close by. Now Reece Russell-Denny. That's a lovely touch. Here comes Robson. Robson sneaking through. And Ollie Iro was waiting for the cutback that never arrived. Was in a really good position. The build-up was excellent here. Look at Iro wearing 10 in the middle, though.
Substitutions for Spurs, replacing number 11, Rio Klein-Matten, is number 15, Maxwell McKnight.
Max McKnight and Callum Olasese off two. Leo Black onto the field.
And replacing number 8, Callum Olasese, is 14, Leo Black.
Seems to have a bit of a fan club here, Leo Black. Well, it's a heavy scoreline. Once the sending off happened, there wasn't really too much that Spurs could do. I still don't believe that it should have been a sending off. Not that it really matters too much in the context of the season. Spurs couldn't reach the playoffs in any case. Just would have been nice to see a more competitive affair for the final game of the campaign, but not to be. Ollie Iro has room. And the shot is saved and it's been turned in. Spurs will grab a goal. Damola Ajayi there with the finish. Nothing more than a consolation, but nice to see Damola Ajayi get his goal. Clever really from Iro. Goalkeeper had to push away and Damola Ajayi had made the run, got himself into position. Camrich delivers in. There were a few waiting for it. 3 for Spurs in Williams, Ajayi and Iro. That ball never arrived. Leo Black cuts one goalward and sends out a play. That's good work by Maguire, slides to get there ahead of Sharif. That is okay. Good ball in, and well, it was a chance. Jaden Williams couldn't take it though. Nice ball in from Ollie Iro. Would have been special. Well, tonight is the final game for the under-21s. Still plenty of matches coming up for the under-18s, and they are in a fight to win the league. Have a few games in hand on those at the top of the table on account of all of the cup matches that have happened. Under-18s back in action on Saturday on Spurs Play when they will face Aston Villa. 12 o'clock kickoff. A North London derby coming after. We won't be following that one, but we will be following the Chelsea game at the start of May. Well, Spurs have a free kick here. And Jaden Williams wanted to take it quickly, but surely Spurs may as well go for goal from here. Well, Spurs have gone for it, and it has gone in. Well, it's another on a difficult night. Reece Russell-Denny slams in, and the goalkeeper's made a real mess of that. Pushed into the back of his own net there, but it will go down as Reece Russell-Denny's goal. While Everton tried to work a move and clip one over the top of the bar. Foul on Leo Black. Well, who knows? Maybe another Spurs goal upcoming. Reece Russell-Denny grabbed his first for Spurs, but this time we'll take it short to Leo Black. Camridge works it wide. Demola Ajay there waiting. Russell-Denny holds his run. Another smash and another spill by the keeper, but Jaden Williams is denied on the goal line. Well, it was somewhere between a shot and a cross in the end from the Everton substitute. Jaden Williams battling, brought down. Well, whereabouts was it? Did really well here, Jaden Williams, to spin the defender, hook the ball on. And he was brought down. And it's a Spurs penalty and a chance to score a third of the night. Well, Spurs have done incredibly well in this second half to rack up the goals with one fewer on the field. If Oliveira scores this, he would become Spurs' top scorer in Premier League 2 for the season. Spurs number 10, Oliveira slots into the corner to make it Spurs 3, Everton 5.
Goal scored for Spurs number 10, Oliveira.
Nicely done by Oliveira. Well, it's definitely not the score that anyone would have expected when Spurs had Ashcroft sent off in the first half. A minimum of 7 minutes to be added. Well, you never know in academy football, but it would be improbable for the scoreline to be 5-5. Well, Everton have a corner. And the Spurs just seem desperate to get the ball up to the other end, which is, well, brilliant to see. Punching well above their weight. Maguire punching to get the corner away. Robson, Akamrich, Ajayi, lovely football from Spurs, and it's goal number 4. Really is unbelievable stuff. Max McKnight, the latest to slam one into the back of the Everton net. 10 men score 4. And you just wonder what could have been. A sweeping move. It ends up landing in the back of the net thanks to a blast off of the right boot of Max McKnight. Oh, McKnight now back defending, poking away. Well, this would be some end to the season if Spurs could find an equaliser. Reece Russell-Denny sends in. Oliveira hooking back into the area. Spurs are bang up for this, claiming a penalty. Robson touching on, now Ajayi. There was room, there was space in the area. No way through. And Sheriff will get that. Well, Spurs have it, and Robson's on the run. Had too many for company. Everton looking to add another, and Maguire makes a big save. And Everton need this win, which is something they seem to forget about long since. Well, they carry the ball to the corner, they see out the game. Spurs with 10 men score 4 goals. They made a real fight of it, couldn't quite get there in the end. Sending off of Ashcroft in the first half was always likely to have an impact. But Spurs at least gave this a really good go. An entertaining end to the season, the final game of the league campaign. And it finishes Spurs 4, Everton 5.